I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This is the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary are with you today. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
Rico is currently just about 5 seconds before we had to open. He goes, wait, I don't have headphones. Had to grab some headphones, and here he's back. You can hear me.
There we go.
How's it going, Rico?
I am fantastic.
We busy.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Shout out, hey, you know what? Hey, shout out Jake Sorensen.
Big time. I hope he's listening. I know he's busy.
Jake, he's 100% not listening. That dude is putting in some work because next week, this station is going to be busy. And by this station, I mean Nicholas and Derek Pearson. They are 100% going to not have voices by next weekend.
So there's no happy hour next week.
Nope. Which
unfortunately
could be sad.
Maybe. Actually, there may be like a 30-minute happy hour on Monday morning at 8:30.
There could be random times of happy hour.
Yeah.
And from anywhere from 8 to 4, there could be random happy hours.
Literally random. Yeah, so next week's going to be exciting. State basketball is in town. But no, shout out to Jake for all the hard work he's doing. He's helping us out a ton.
You guys will hear that during the high school basketball open.
The open sounds good, though.
It does sound good.
It's really cool.
Bob put in some work also. Shout out Big Voice Bob.
I love Big Voice Bob. Just there to help on the fly. As always, 402-999-4620. The Starter Heyman text line. Feel free to chime in that way. But Nate in his Virginia Tech volleyball shirt. Anyway,
they're not even good.
No, they're not. And he's trying to dig into the Moose's Mad Fresh stuff right now.
Shout out Moose.
Yeah. So anyway, I will say this. So next week with the state basketball tournament, yeah, like DP kind of talked about it this morning a little bit. I'll talk about it as well. I think the official count is around 30 basketball games that will be on the ticket next week. So
sounds like a blast. You're going to get a lot of Nick. You're going to get a lot of DP.
Yes.
There might be some Vershawn sprinkled in there, maybe some Jay.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Possibly, if he's coming back into town, I don't know if he is, some Eric Strickland.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
cool.
Maybe. He might be. He said he was going to try.
Yeah.
Because I told him I needed to watch a Bellevue West game with him again.
Bellevue West plays Pius, Rico.
I know.
Are you ready to lose?
I already won once.
Are we putting a friendly wager on it?
I think we are.
Okay, we have to decide that. We have to decide the friendly wager.
A large thing of Runza fries.
Yeah.
Runza fries is so good.
Runza is sitting in the studio here just because I did not get lunch. Anyway.
But no free shout-outs.
No free shout-outs.
I'd like to lower this camera. You can't see the game.
Yeah. The Big Ten tournament, the women's basketball tournament is happening right now. Rutgers is trailing Indiana 34-28 here with 7:42 left in the third quarter. Rutgers is the 13 seed. Indiana is the 5 seed. Nebraska women's basketball plays later this evening against Illinois. I believe at 7:30 p.m. or about 25 minutes after the game prior to them finishes. So Nebraska, Illinois. Then immediately at the final horn of that one, we will be doing the women's basketball post-game show and hopefully breaking down a Husker win in a way that they advance to play Michigan and Nas Hillman. Yeah, so that's an exciting couple hours tonight. I'm excited for next week. As always, like I said, 402-999-4620. You can always call in on the Honda Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. Maybe by next week we have our old number back, and we'll be good to that as well.
I really hope so.
So do I.
I don't like having two different numbers.
I believe so. Okay, so Corey and Lincoln asked this: what will be the nature of the coverage? Are you guys calling games? What kind of programming will we have next week? Okay, so early break stays the same, 6 to 8 a.m. And you know what? I'll grab the bracket right here.
Yeah, go ahead. I think early break is
Vershawn has it.
Yeah, I think you took it. So early break is the only one that will be on daily. The other shows will be covered up by games.
Yeah, so basically it's 9 a.m. is the start of the games on Monday, and we're actually going to be joined by Luke Mullen of the Lincoln Journal-Star here at 2:30 to kind of break down. It was a wild night in district finals basketball on the boys' side of things last night. Games went to triple overtime, a game went to double overtime. Pius won on the road at Papillion La Vista South. Somewhat of an upset there. It was an 8-7 win for the Thunderbolts to advance to state. Omaha Central got upset by Elkhorn South at home. So there was a lot of exciting matchups last night going on around the state. And so I wanted to bring on Luke this afternoon to talk about
here's the boys
kind of all that's going on.
that.
Yeah, I have it pulled up. So okay. The boys game, so we'll call Class A and B every single game, boys and girls. So 9, 11, 115, 345-ish, and then 6 and 7:45. Those times might not be exactly accurate because they switch up a couple days, but that is basically when games will be going on. So, for example, on Monday, I have the 9 and 11 a.m. games, which is Omaha Scott Catholic versus Blair at 9 a.m. for Class B boys. Then at 11, it is Platteview versus Bennington, a 4-5 matchup. Then DP will have the first game of the afternoon session. I'll take the second game, and then DP has the last 2 night games.
Okay.
That's basically the schedule every single day until Saturday.
You start us off, DP finishes it off.
Absolutely. And we both get a little bit of a break in between there.
Sounds fantastic.
So we'll be covering those ones. We'll have pregame shows, we'll have postgame shows for those games. But yeah, I mean, if you want to listen to state high school basketball, 93.7 The Ticket is the place to be. Like I said, I believe Mark was counting them earlier. I think we have decided now to do Class C1 semifinals because there's a lot of interesting storylines with the boys. Ashland Greenwood, Kearney Catholic, and Wahoo all have a great chance to make the title game. Then on the girls' side, Lincoln Lutheran is the number 1 overall seed.
Shout out Lincoln Lutheran.
So there's cool storylines there with Class C1. So we're going to call the semifinals of those ones as well on Wednesday and Thursday. And so with that, I believe the count is over 30. I want to say 32 total games from PBA next week throughout the course of 6 days, Monday through Saturday. So looking forward to it a ton. And it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a long week, but it's going to be a blast.
You're going to eat a lot of Pinnacle Bank Arena concession food.
I hope not. I hope that I'm going to be able to go outside a little bit, and I'm hoping that the break that DP gives me, and I hope DP does the same thing that I do, is go step outside and
get some fresh
air instead of Pinnacle Bank Arena. So
I'm going to be chilling here, running the board.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a conversation that we've had about maybe streaming us calling a game, like the camera's just on us.
Yeah, be interesting.
It's a little concerning, number one, because I don't know the faces I make.
That's a good
when
thing.
I call.
No, that's great. That's fantastic.
I don't know if I make faces. I don't know if DP knows if he makes faces. So that could be, meme worthy or GIF worthy later on. But no, it's going to be exciting. Once again, we'll have Luke on from the Lincoln Journal-Star. He covers high school sports around the state, and he does a really good job. Talk to him every Saturday on the high school show. But I wanted to bring him on in the happy hour. So
you see Qdoba guy?
Yes. So between Pius and Bellevue West, both of our alma maters, they play in the first round. Pius is the 7 seed. Bellevue West is the 2 seed. Do you want to have the bet be the loser has to change their Twitter profile pic to the winning team's logo?
Yeah.
For 24 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. 24 hours.
Or, no. Until the winning team loses.
Okay. That's tough. What if it's the state? What if they win the state title? Just a day after?
Yeah, just the day after.
Okay. Perfect. We'll do that.
All right. Sounds good to me.
I'm glad that
you want to shake on it?
No, it's okay.
Here, we'll fist bump over it.
Nice work, Rico.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but we did.
We fist bumped it. All right. Okay. So, like I said, Nebraska women's basketball, though, let's talk about some Huskers. They play Illinois tonight, 7:30 or so. Corey and Lincoln says that you call those stakes week. Corey, then send in something, man.
Give us something.
Give us an idea. Nebraska women's basketball, they play Illinois tonight, 7:30-ish or around that time. We'll have post-game show following the Final Horn. I mean, Nebraska has played well. I mean, they ended the season on a 3-game winning streak. They are firmly in the NCAA tournament no matter what happens this evening.
Just up to seeding.
Yeah, exactly. So it just depends on whether or not there'll be a 7, a 6, an 8, maybe a 10. They can kind of be all around if they lose tonight. I mean, I would see them drop into a 9 or even a 10 because Illinois is not a good basketball team.
No, they are not great. And Nebraska's already beat them by 19 points. I think it's 19. Yeah, 19 points, 82-63. Back on February 12th at Illinois. So, they have experience playing each other in that game. Nice little scoring explosion from Jazz Shelley, who had 21 points and 6 boards. Sam Hybe had 10, 8, and 5. Izzy Bourne had 17 and 7. Markowski had 9 and 7. And Bella Cravens came off the bench with a double-double, 12 and 11. So they kind of just a well-rounded effort. Had a 25-11 first quarter lead.
Yeah.
Kind of let Illinois back into it a little bit, but stepped on the gas. So, they have experience playing each other. Nebraska knows exactly what they would need to do. And hopefully the Huskers aren't looking forward to another matchup with Michigan, and they actually focus on their first matchup and work their way past an Illinois squad. Illinois squad.
You mentioned that Bella Cravens comes off the bench, and that's kind of the lineup that they've been going with since obviously a couple things happened like 2 weekends ago. And that's the thing. Something that's so awesome with this team and makes it so much more enjoyable to watch is that they just adapt on the fly to whatever is thrown their way, whether it's adversity, whether it's foul trouble. The 3 post players are kind of interchangeable with Alexis Markowski, Izzy Bourne, and Bella Cravens. Bella Cravens was a starter at the beginning of the year, winner of the Sportsmanship Award as well. Was a starter at the beginning of the year where Alexis Markowski was not. Well, now the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, deservedly so, is a starter. And she also has 6 double-doubles, so she's been producing consistently for Amy Williams and her team. Izzy Bourne, they actually experimented a little bit with her, whether it was better for her to come off the bench or for Bella to come off the bench, and they finally settled on Bella Cravens. But it's one of those situations where if they want to go a little bigger, they're able to put Bella on the floor with those other 2 players because Izzy can stretch out to the perimeter,
and Markowski
and Alexis can as well.
Yeah, she came into Nebraska with kind of like not really a threat from 3-point range, but she could shoot it. She was more than willing to take that shot, and she's kind of turned into a little bit of a threat from 3-point range where you can't really leave her open, so you're gonna have to close out on her. So if you've got 3 bigs in the game, 2 of them can stretch, and Bella Cravens with the footwork she has inside and her tenacity, like having 3 bigs out there, and then I don't know if you have Jazz Shelley and Sam Hybe out there with 2 ball handlers who can get to the rim pretty much whenever they want to, and also shoot the 3 pretty well. Like that's a pretty fantastic lineup, and the ability for Amy Williams to just go to the bench, put anybody on the floor, and have them produce is such a luxury to have.
You're absolutely right, and that's kind of been a big discussion point of this whole season is just how balanced this team is. I just talked about the post players. I mean, at guard, you can even throw in true freshman Kendall Moriarty. Kendall Coley has now been able to switch positions a little bit and to a smaller role, still trying to find her offensive game, but defensively, she's extremely impressive for how young she is as well. And so Kendall Coley's a player.
Allison Weidner has found her footing.
Yes, Allison Weidner. I mean, she's in that starting lineup now after Ashley Scoggin is no longer with the team. So Allison Weidner now is firmly in the starting lineup and playing well. She's a good complement to Jazz Shelley and Sam Hybe, which don't forget Sam Hybe. I feel like there are situations where Sam Hybe kind of gets lost in all this.
She was honorable mention all Big Ten,
yes,
I believe.
But she kind of gets lost in discussions because you have a player like Jazz Shelley who can go out and drop 23 points in a night, but then the next evening or next game, she has 9 assists and 11 rebounds at halftime and 0 points. Like the way that Jazz Shelley can just flip on a dime, and whether it's not, whether it's, she's the facilitator making flashy passes, flashy accurate passes. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And not turning over the basketball, or she can be your reliable scorer. shows how big of a get it was to get her to transfer from Oregon.
And Sam Hybe, she started the season as the main ball handler for this team, and it's kind of transferred over to Jazz Shelley running point for a good portion of the game. But Sam Hybe, people forget she's still able to do that. I mean, in their final game of the season, she had 7 assists, so she's still out there. And I say it every time I see her drive to the rim. Every time she gets to the bucket and throws the ball up, I just assume it's going in, because that's just what she's been able to do for so long here in Nebraska. She gets to the rim pretty much at ease and throws up a layup that you may think, oh, that might get blocked because she's so much shorter than somebody inside. But her ability to get around people and use the backboard is just unmatched. Like, it's amazing to watch. So if Jazz Shelley's having an off scoring night, Sam Hybe can pick it up. If Jazz is having an on scoring night, Sam Hybe can pick up the assist totals. Like, they're so interchangeable, and it's just, like I said, it's amazing and such a luxury for Amy Williams to have so many players that can do so many good things, that you can just have you can have anybody out there do one good thing and have, their backup come in and fill in the holes.
That's a good point. And when you mention, the luxury of being able to go to the bench and things like that, you're absolutely right, Rico, where it's Amy Williams. That's one big thing about this team, I guess, is I mentioned the adversity. They've shown countless times, whether a player is removed from the roster or whether a player is out because of health and safety protocols or because of injury, there's always that player to step up. And normally you have one, that you can count on, but they had Allison Widener, they had Alexis Markowski, who at that time was stepping up. When Jazz Shelley was out for Iowa, Alexis Markowski came in and hit 6 threes. When obviously nowadays Allison Widener is filling a void, and Kendall Moriarty, a true freshman, played some significant minutes early on in the season, and Ani Stewart, you can throw into that category as well. So like they have multiple options, like we've been saying.
Whitney Brown comes in and shoots the 3.
Bingo. And give credit to Whit, because last year she was kind of thrown into that role of playing, because she came from Grand Island as a walk-on, and it was like, okay, yeah, like there's a chance you play, but obviously it was an unconventional year, and they ended up having to play her, and she filled a void. But now she's taken kind of a smaller role and been okay with it. Like that's something that's so great with this team, is that they are okay. For example, when Alexis Markowski burst onto the scene, nobody was expecting her to be this dominant and this reliable early on in her career. But Izzy Bourne, when she got taken out of the starting lineup, she understood that, hey, if I come off the bench when Alexis is not on the floor, I'm going to be the person down low that Nebraska tries to get the ball to.
Yep.
I'm going to be the person down low. Same with Bella now. Bella understands that she has an opportunity to score more points or be that feature player down low when Alexis and Izzy are not in. And they are okay with it, even if that means playing 7 fewer minutes or playing 8 fewer minutes. Why? Because they have 22 wins. And they have shown that it works, that Amy Williams and her staff, Tom Gailey and Coach Mays, that they all understand and know what the heck they're doing. And they are 22-7, and they are going to play Illinois tonight at around 7:30 or so. 402-999-4620. Starter Hammond text line, feel free to ask any questions. So I'm hearing that Bella Cravens is Amy Williams' Lat Mayan type of stretch 4.
No.
Well,
no, Bella doesn't shoot.
Bella doesn't shoot threes. She can hit a mid-range shot. I mean, she loves shooting from the elbow or the free throw line. She can hit those. Probably a little bit better defense as well.
Yeah, if you're looking at a stretch 4, if you're looking at what Lat Man was supposed to be type stretch 4,
bingo.
That's Izzy Bourne.
Yes, Izzy Bourne. That's a good point. That's a good one.
That's what Lat Man was supposed to do for the men's team.
Yeah, Izzy Bourne's.
But we're not talking about Lat Man.
We're not.
We're talking about the women.
We're done with Lat Mayan talk.
Leave him
on the
alone.
Happy Hour until Monday, when we decide if Gus has to formally apologize over the phone.
Once he hits that over
12.5. The women just seem to always have 5 strong players on the floor that are all threats. That's why they are where they are, and that fun to watch. That's from Dusty.
They get everyone involved. At least it seems like it. Where everybody's going to get a touch, everybody's going to have at least one attempt to score. And I mean, if you're scoring and you're hot, they're going to keep going to you until something happens. So the women's team, like I said, they're getting people involved and everybody involved and keeping you engaged in the game. And even if you're not engaged offensively, on the defensive side of things, maybe you're drawing one of the best matchups and they're just like, hey, we're trusting you over here. Like, you got this.
Well, and the little things like running up the floor and trying to get, like, pushing the pace. Players are just in their spots. Like, they're just always able to, they're just doing their job. Like,
they know where to go, and
they know where to go, and they find a way to get there. And for an example, like on a missed shot, there are 2 players for outlet passes, like Jazz Shelley or probably not Sam Hybe unless Jazz is taking the ball, because she does rebound from the guard position, which is really nice and a good luxury to have. But there's always a player ready to run the floor, whether that's Jazz, whether that's Sam, whether that's Michael Caton, who has been playing a few more minutes.
She played
here.
She was featured more earlier in the season, and then she kind of fell out of the rotation. And now towards the end of the season, she's made her way back into the rotation, and she's made a difference. Yeah, she hit a couple trifectas a couple games ago as well. Corey says this: not shooting threes at all is essentially the same as Latman's production from 3. Stop it.
Yes, but what Fred has told us is that Lat can shoot.
We're not doing this. We're
not
not talking about Lat.
Give the people what they want. They want to talk about Lat.
No,
Rico.
As soon as I figure out how to block people,
you are
the first one I'm going after.
We are not blocking Corey, man.
You are the first one I'm going after.
Corey is a huge texter of our show. We're not
C and L.
We are not blocking Corey. I will not allow that to happen on our show. So, all right, let's go ahead and get to break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Luke Mullen of Lincoln Journal-Star. A lot of exciting things to talk about with Nebraska high school basketball. We'll touch on a little bit of girls basketball. We'll touch on boys basketball. And then, I don't know if you guys heard, but a team in double overtime last night took up 3 minutes and 50 seconds of the clock.
Shot clock, please.
We'll get in a little bit of a shot clock talk. What are Luke's thoughts on Creighton Prep just, milking it and wasting recess? We'll touch on all that coming up next with Luke Mullen of Lincoln Journal-Star on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I don't know about you guys, but I have been getting back out and hitting different restaurants, hitting different places, and I could not be more excited to get back to Bearshin in Benson, one of the best beer gardens around. The weather's starting to get good, and coinciding with that, they are going back to their full food menu. We're talking the burgers, the Johnny Hammer Pants sandwich, the pretzels, the fries, the salads, if you're one of those people. They got all of it. And they are now open Tuesday through Sunday. That allows you to get over to Bearshin, check out the food, the beer, hang out in the beer garden. You can get that $7 big cheese double Wagyu burger special on Tuesdays. Also, Happy Hour, 3 to 6, Tuesday through Friday. Don't miss it. Plus, if you're a soccer fan, it's the place to be in Benson.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
These days, there are more reasons than ever to treat yourself to a great haircut at Great Clips with the online check-in app. So tell us, why do you check in?
I check in because I'm tired of hat hair. I check in because we all need a cut.
I check in so I can feel like me.
And I check in so I look good for you.
No matter why you check in, you'll check out with a great haircut and save time with our online check-in app. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Cloudy skies for the majority of the day, but should see a little clearing later this afternoon. Much cooler, but still mild. A high of 51, east winds at around 15. Cloudy tonight with a low of 32. We'll see a decent amount of cloud cover tomorrow, but a big warm-up with a high of 73 and a slight chance of a late afternoon, evening shower or thunderstorm. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Smithbrook, Illinois.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's, here today, here to stay. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
An Empire Fence is an investment in your home. This year, use your tax return to make that investment. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and security while improving the appearance of your home. Visit empire-fence.com to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home. With your tax return on the way, schedule your project now. Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
My hardest job is to know how to win and how to lose and be able to handle adversity.
Well, I think that's also good because adversity is a great teacher. Usually when you're winning, you're not going to change much. When you really encounter adversity, then everything's on the table. You begin to really examine your life and examine what you've been doing, what you haven't been doing, and that's when sometimes the most meaningful changes occur.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo Promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities that we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say hello. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
High school sports on 93.7 The Ticket are brought to you by the Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and Lincoln is excited to welcome big events to our community. Find out what's happening in Lincoln by visiting lincoln.org.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here on the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico with you as always, 402-999-4620, the Starter Heyman text line. Feel free to chime in if you have any questions for our next guest. Feel free to fire those our way. You can always hit us up on Twitter, Nick_Sainert, and at Radio Rico AC as well. Let's go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline, where we are joined by the Lincoln Journal-Star's Luke Mullen. Luke, what's up, man? How's it going?
Good. I always appreciate a little daytime call. Saturday morning we got the show. I got to get some caffeine and just wake up, but I'm in my prime right now, so we're all good.
I was gonna say, have you recovered from what last night was? Because you were at Pius and Papio South, but there were a couple other wild games going on. Have you recovered?
Oh yeah, it was great. Finished up with the Pius game. I run over to my computer. I got 2 streams going. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the chaos, but definitely a really fun night of Class A basketball.
Okay, so let's talk just a little bit about last night in general, because I mean, you had some Lincoln teams kind of showing out pretty well last night. I mean, other than Lincoln East, I suppose, but you had Lincoln Southwest taking Gretna to double overtime. You had Lincoln Northeast going to triple overtime with Creighton Prep, who I want to talk about in a little bit, and then you had Pius winning on the road at Papillion La Vista South, which technically is an 8-7 upset. So, I mean, just talk about how the Lincoln schools showed out last night.
For sure. I mean, obviously, you look at Class A high school basketball, and I mean, it's no secret that the Omaha schools they've done a great job just dominating the landscape and putting more teams than not into the state tournament. So it's always a chance for those Lincoln teams to measure themselves, see if they're kind of at that level. And last night, definitely showed. Southwest, Northeast, a couple baskets go their way. Who knows? You could have three Lincoln teams in the state tournament. So I think Southwest, they have a ton of young guys. Obviously, lose senior Ben Hunziker, their all-time leading scorer, but a lot of young talent in that program. They're looking to kind of establish themselves as one of those top teams in Lincoln. And we spoke a couple times this year about the great job that Coach Monty Ritchie did. That Northeast program, I think, has a lot of talent coming up through its JV ranks too. So both those teams battle into the end in the district finals. Great seasons, and they should be proud of it. Pius got it done. Those senior heavy lineups, the D1 brothers, the Hostriders, that definitely played a big part, and they had just a phenomenal performance last night.
We're speaking to Luke Mullen of the Lincoln Journal-Star. He takes care of high school sports for LJS. And Luke, you brought up Lincoln Southwest. They played Gretna last night. I mean, Gretna was a team who was a 500 team at one point in December, and now I believe they're 19-6 overall. I mean, what has allowed them, because they do have a couple young players in their lineup. I mean, what has allowed them to end up winning their district, hosting and winning a district and making it to PBA?
Yeah, when you have a young team like that, obviously you got to grow together over the course of the season and just, find a way to establish your play style every game, day in and day out. And obviously, Gretna, Coach Brad Feakin, he's been there for a while. That's going to be a tough team to break down defensively. But what I really like from them this year is they got Grant Jansen in the post, really great. He does a phenomenal job on the boards. And they like to push it. They can run with you in transition too. And I think adding that aspect, obviously sophomore guard Lena Kokorski, he does a great job there. Their leading scorer this season. When you combine that solid defense with the ability to push it, get some quick buckets, that I think has just been the key to them, getting up in some games and being a tough team to break down.
Elkhorn South beats Omaha Central on the road and by a pretty wide margin. That's probably the one that I was most surprised to see last night was that outcome. I mean, does Elkhorn South pose any sort of a threat to Miller North in the first round?
Oh yeah, I mean, they do for sure. I think you look at this 8-team field in Class A and you can feel pretty confident that those teams can all challenge each other, especially because Miller North, they played a lot of 5, 6, 7-point games against other top 10 teams. Obviously, I think the Mustangs have more talent, and obviously they should be favored as that top seed. But that's an Elkhorn South team that they got Henry Burt, Alec Noonan, Cole Ballard too. A bunch of these athletic scorers who can really show up on any given night. And I think it shows that Central game. Obviously, you get these one-off district championships. You get your guys just fired up and having one of their top scoring nights. And, Central have been a little inconsistent. I think, they're a team that can bounce back in the state tournament. But to me, Elkhorn South winning that game, they are totally deserving of that spot at state for sure.
All right, one last question before we kind of flip things over to the girls' side of things. I mean, Creighton Prep, we have to talk about it. I mean, they held the ball for 3 minutes and then some against Lincoln Northeast in the second overtime. I mean, what are your opinions on that whole situation? And is there any hope that in the near future we could get a shot clock at high school basketball?
Well, yeah, I feel like as a prep alum, I should probably apologize to the sport of high school basketball. What I will note is first overtime, both teams tried to score and the defense just kind of won out. Mm-hmm. So second overtime, I think, the strategy just to sit there and try to force the zone defense from Northeast to come out. To me, that's a good idea. But when you're getting a minute and a half, 2 minutes into this overtime and nothing's happening, I mean, really, why not just go for a shot and let the teams play a little bit? It is pretty tough to watch that, at one of the highest levels at, a time of the year where you really expect these teams to be playing great basketball, going end to end, going at each other. So, we've spoken a bit about kind of the process to get a shot clock instituted is not easy, going through the different legislative districts of the NSAA. But if there's any class that could really do it easily, it's Class A. And really, I don't think we should have a situation in district championship basketball where there is a stalemate in overtime. These games should reflect the quality of those teams, and just holding it doesn't really accomplish that. I
think a lot of people would agree with you there. We're talking to Luke Mullen of the Lincoln Journal-Star. Before we switch over to girls, in Class C1, is Cale Jacobson the best player? Because I know like Ashland Greenwood, Wahoo, Kearney Catholic, those are the top 3 seeds in Class C1. I mean, who should fans, if they're heading out to PBA next week, I mean, who should they have an eye on in some of the smaller classes, but especially C1?
Yeah, definitely in C1. I think Jacobson is by far, the most dominant, impressive player I've been able to watch this year at that level. I mean, scoring, rebounding, passing, he just does it all. And, when you watch him dribble, you watch him move down the court, it's clear some of these guys, they play the game at a different speed. They see 3 steps ahead. And like any, I think, high level player who can go on to college, he does a great job at that. And also there in C1, any of you fans who remember, the Wahoo teams of the 90s, Jason Glock, obviously his son, Marcus Glock, he's there for Wahoo, and that's a Wahoo team that has a ton of talent. I think Owen Hancock is a fantastic player there as well. And, at some of the other classes too, the talent is just great. I think Quinn Johnson from Loomis there at the D1 level, he's one of the top 3-point scorers in state history. So if Loomis can make it there to PBA for the championship, he'd be another really fun one to watch.
All right, let's switch over to the girls' side of things before we have to let you go. We'll give you a couple more minutes here. Britt Prince, I mean, Class B with Elkhorn North, they're number 1 again here. Her mom Ann is the head coach. Ann Prince, correct?
Yep.
Okay, Ann Prince is the coach, and I mean, Britt, she has a countless number of high Division I offers, and she has already surpassed 1,000 points in her high school career, and she's a sophomore. I mean, what can high school basketball fans expect from Britt next week?
Well, anytime Britt Prince plays, obviously you can expect a little bit of a show, but the thing that I'll say about her too is she is, by far the best scorer on her team, but yet she's also unselfish enough to, know when she's getting doubled, know when that attention is coming, and always just look for the right path. So, I mean, you don't get a top 20 recruit nationally without having kind of the full package of all those different traits that coaches look for. And to me, that just shows that she's the coach's daughter. She's able to put it out there for the team. But I mean, you're not going to find a girls player with a better handle, step back 3-pointer, ability to get to the hoop, really can score from anywhere and do it in a variety of ways.
All right, before we ask you your predictions and let you go, how great of a story is is Dominique Kelly and what she's been able to do at Lincoln High?
Oh, it's just fantastic, especially, I mean, you consider she's a Northeast basketball legend. Obviously, I'm sure she would have, wanted to lead her former school to glory, but, she takes over a Lincoln High program that had a lot of losing seasons, a lot of difficulty in kind of establishing that winning culture. And, you were there with me, Nick. You could just see the joy on these players' faces, seeing Coach Kelly embrace her team, celebrate with her husband too. It's clear how much she's kind of transformed that culture, put her own stamp on things. And to me, just one of the best coaches in all of Class A or Nebraska high school basketball. She's just a fantastic human being, and I think that conveys to her players as well.
All right, Luke, last one before we let you go. I need predictions for Class A for both girls and boys. All right, I need who's going to be in the final and who is going to win it.
There is a right answer.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think, Nick, you might have to change your profile picture for a while here.
Yeah.
I think Bell West can definitely get it done on the boys' side. Just the talent they have is ridiculous, and I know they'll come to play. Coach Woodard will get them ready for sure.
Okay, so then who wins on the girls' side? Do you have a prediction?
Yeah, I mean, on the girls, I think that Fremont team is really one that I'd look at. Obviously, I think Millard South going undefeated the whole year. They got to be the favorite, but to me, I think Fremont, Taylor McKay is going to show up. A ton of talent around her too. I think that Fremont team has it in them to win it this year.
Yeah, Taylor McCabe can shoot the 3 ball going to Iowa next year. Really, really, really fun to watch Taylor McCabe. All right, Luke, we'll go ahead and let you go. Appreciate you coming on the happy hour. I might be talking to you on Saturday morning as well, if you're all right with that.
Absolutely, and we'll be seeing each other at PBA too. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll be living there next week, man.
Let's catch a Bellevue West game together.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Luke. Appreciate the time. Talk to you later, man.
Take care, guys.
That is Luke Mullen of the Lincoln Journal-Star. Appreciate him taking some time out of his day. He's had a busy couple months here with basketball, not just touching on classes A and B, but also making his way out to some class C and even some D down the way.
Yeah, see, Luke knows what's up.
Yeah, Luke understands, man.
There is a right answer,
but there may be a way that
there's
greater odds are that Nebraska Bellevue West beats Pius.
There is a way. There's always a way, but nah.
Here's a question: Does Nebraska lose to any of the teams in the Class A boys field?
No.
Okay.
No. That's a dumb question.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a very dumb question.
How about any of the teams last year? Because they were heavy last year.
No.
Okay. I think it's closer than you think,
It's
Rico.
not. It's not. It's a blowout. It is a clear and easy blowout.
Okay.
I would take the worst team in Nebraska's basketball history and put them against any high school team in Nebraska.
You're saying that a team that with Chucky and with Frankie Fiddler and William Kyle.
If you do the all
no,
Nebraska.
No, it doesn't have to be all Nebraska. But like the Bellevue West team of last year, I think could compete.
No.
Could keep it close.
No.
All right, Rico. Would that answer be the same if Nebraska would have lost to Penn State and Ohio State? It would have been the same.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Derek Walker would destroy anybody.
That's true.
Bryce McGowan's would destroy all of them.
I don't know. Jason Green's going to Creighton.
Alonzo Verge would drop all of them.
Oh. See, I don't think it's that close. Chucky Hepburn could guard Alonzo Verge.
No. Not in high school.
I'm just saying.
Not last year.
I'm just saying there's a chance. There's a chance it's closer than you think.
Nebraska basketball beats any high school in Nebraska by 30.
Okay.
And that's being generous.
But there was a lot of people that didn't think that Nebraska could cover a 22.5-point spread against IUPUI.
That's a college team. Those are college players. This is a high school. That's a dumb question.
All right, this is a dumb question. All right, let's take our final timeout. We'll wrap up Thursday's show next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Contaminants. Here's the referee.
Hey, Culligan, that's a flag on my water for flagrant foul taste.
Ooh, that's a tough one, ref, but the solution is a Culligan Smart RO drinking water system that reduces up to 58 contaminants, making your water safer and delicious.
Yeah, I guess I missed that call.
And with the Culligan Connect app, you always know when your filters need changing.
The water's up, and it's good.
Good call, ref, and we're already on the way.
Try a Culligan water softener for just $9.95 per month. Go to CulliganLincoln.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations? Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
My hardest job is to know how to win and how to lose and be able to handle adversity.
Well, I think that's also good because adversity is a great teacher. You know, usually when you're winning, you're not going to change much. When you really encounter adversity, then everything's on the table. You begin to really examine your life and examine what you've been doing, what you haven't been doing, and that's when sometimes the most meaningful changes occur.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Smoothbrook, Illinois.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's, here today, here to stay. See store or kohls.com for details.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
An Empire Fence is an investment in your home. This year, use your tax return to make that investment. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and security while improving the appearance of your home. Visit empire-fence.com to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home. With your tax return on the way, schedule your project now. Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainert.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, Would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
Enrique Alvarez Clary.
If any of you need anything at all, too bad. Deal with your problems yourselves like adults.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right,
I work with an idiot.
Okay, so that's the perfect rejoin right there.
I work with an idiot.
Rico, can you let me say what I had to say, please?
I don't want you to. I don't think you should speak anymore.
I need to say this.
My goodness.
That's the perfect rejoin.
The stupidest question I've ever heard in my life.
I was thinking about that question I posed before the break.
What was it again?
I'm not repeating
You
it.
have to repeat it.
Stop.
You
Rico.
have to let people know what you're apologizing for.
Stop.
Tell the people what you're apologizing for.
I apologize for asking that question. That was really, really not smart. I needed to think about that a little bit more. So I apologize.
Would Nebraska's men's basketball team lose to any of the high schools in this year's state tournament?
Yeah, just ignore it. Yeah, I was thinking about it more during the break, and that was not. So I publicly apologize for saying that over these airwaves. The rejoin was perfect, thanks to Dwight Schrute. So yeah, we got, I got mentioned on Twitter. We're all good. Nah, but that was not the best question. Somebody says Nick needs to lay off the booze.
Am I about to tweet this out? Yes, I am. It's necessary.
That's my
Nick.
bad. Somebody
I need
did
people
say
to shame you.
Somebody did say that if the Huskers had 5 Lat Mayans playing at once, it would be a wash.
Leave Lat alone.
So, but no, that was
like I just thought about Trey McGowan's and Bryce McGowan's going up against. Up against Bellevue West.
It was bad. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. So not definitely a bad moment.
Like Bellevue West best player is going to South Dakota State. Like that's the 2 seed. Oh, what happened? What happened? Who texted you?
Big Sky's the booze texter. So Big Sky text in.
Hey, yo, shout out Big Sky.
Nick needs to lay off the booze now that he's 21. Big Sky, appreciate listening, man. I hope Iowa's going well.
I don't.
Big Sky. Yeah, Big Sky left.
Yeah, he left us.
He's doing work though. I mean,
busy.
he out there writing articles
with his beautiful headshot and his suit.
Yes. I wonder if he's changed his Twitter yet. I'm sure he'll.
Oh, like his bio?
It's still no. Because he made it a point. His Twitter handle used to be Radio Big Sky.
Oh, what is he changing it to?
It's still Radio Big Sky.
Proud of you.
He's not radio anymore.
You're not radio.
You're
print.
Writer Big Sky.
Print Big Sky.
Print Big Sky. Yeah. So, yeah. So I just wanted to publicly apologize and say that I acknowledge that was a stupid comment that I made. Extremely stupid comment. But sit tight. I'm sure there'll be more down the road, and we'll be good to go. All right, we got about a minute and a half left here. So once again, Nebraska women's basketball plays Big Ten women's tournament tonight. They play Illinois around 7:30 or so.
Indiana just beat Rutgers.
They did.
By
Minnesota, 10. Yeah, and Minnesota Northwestern comes up. Minnesota comes up next against Northwestern.
Did you forget the word?
Yeah. Somebody says this.
It's Big Sky again.
Yo, if Lat plays for the high school teams, they would trade him for Big Macs. Come on. This cannot be the bit. Our show's bit cannot just be trashing on Lat Mayan.
That's not our bit.
It's not. It can't be.
I hate this bit. Our bit. We need to come up
with
a
Our bit was IUPUI.
It's not Lat.
It's not Lat. I don't know if it's Gus. Gus, I hope you're ready to call in because Lat's going off for 13 on Sunday.
Swear to sweet 12-ounce baby Jesus.
Unreal.
6-pound, 12-ounce baby Jesus.
We're not doing it. All right. That is all for us today. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Appreciate coming back, listening to the show again after the second segment. Thanks to Luke Mullen for spending some time answering some questions about Nebraska preps. I don't know. Is the tip jar dead, Rico?
We'll try it one more time.
We always say that, so I think it just needs to be dead.
One more time.
Tip jar might be dead. We'll let you know tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you mañana.
Adios.
Today on Hey Culligan.